Today's winter cut, day 6, 157.6, leg day. So, leg day is going to be good. Hopefully it'll be pain-free this time. I won't have my low back as a limiter. Hopefully we'll get a really solid quad workout. Calves, I already know it's going to be good. Hamstrings are already going to be good. Guys, I always like to do the seated calf presses because they really don't load the spine very much compared to other calf raise variations like standing. Then you have the seated calf raise where your leg is bent instead of straight. That one's awesome for your soleus. Overall, good calf development so far. I mean, I haven't put on inches on my calves, but I've had a lot of development overall compared to before. So, we have right here Biscoff cookies, Bum Essential Pre again, and I actually feel pretty good. Yesterday, whenever I took this pre, the secret that I realized to not getting insane amounts of nausea after taking it, like 2 scoops of it, is eating before you take it. You won't get nauseous. So that's the thing. That's the mistake I was making before. Even if I was eating a little bit, like it wasn't enough. So I have to eat a genuine like little meal. Not like a tiny snack for some carbs. Like it has to be a meal. So I'm going to have like 4 of these, which is 150 calories. And then, I don't know, maybe some cereal or something just solid, like a protein bar. I don't know. But, yeah. Alright, I'm going to make that. I'll eat it. Chocolate chip cookie dough. Costco protein bar. I think 190 calories, let me see. Yeah, 190 calories, 21 grams of protein. So the macros aren't too bad considering it's from a, normal grocery store. A lot of the time they'll sell a protein bar and they'll make it like 300 calories and like 20 grams of protein. So, which if you didn't know, isn't that great of macros. But either way, I'm going to chat out on these for some, I don't know, some nice, it just tastes good. It just tastes good. And it has a lot of carbs in it, so I'm thinking about that too. Then afterward, I'm going to have some electrolytes. My triceps from yesterday, I mean, specifically my chest and triceps, but specifically my triceps are so sore, like, from the pullovers, man. Those things are unbelievably, like, intense on that long head of your triceps because they have great leverage in that end range of a pullover to extend that shoulder. So, between that and the pecs having good leverage down there and everything, and the mind-muscle connection and the stretch and the contract, all of it. I'll tell you this, no contraction feels better in my chest than a pullover. No contraction. Especially if you do it the way I do it, like at a 3/4 range of motion. Don't go all the way down, right? Just go from here to here. Another 2 scoop day for your boy. That's roughly 2 scoops. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Hopefully not a little more. That would be really scary. Stirring spoon. Alright, so just for these next few videos over the coming weeks, I will be doing voiceovers just because my current mic is acting a little bit goofy in the gym. So that's whatever. But we're starting off with calf raises, straight leg. I had to do 1 leg because my low back was feeling a little iffy on 2. Part of the recovery process, I don't mind. Sometimes stuff tweaks it, sometimes stuff doesn't. But I'm just looking forward to it feeling better again and being smarter next time. I was doing drop sets today because I didn't really have a lot of time up until we got to, the next exercise. So, these calf raises felt amazing, though. I was surprised. Single leg actually felt good, but I did tweak my right ankle a little bit. Like the calf tendon in there just felt a little bit strained. That's fine, though, because whenever I actually started doing the next workout, it wasn't really an issue for me, even though it was calf-based. So,
Yeah, these actually, the first set didn't feel all too good, but then the next set afterward actually felt really good. So I was just getting some really quality, slow and controlled reps. I noticed that so many people bounce the weight like crazy on this exercise, but there's really no need. I think if you bounce the weight, your gains are going to be significantly impeded on this machine. And for this today, I actually loved the way these felt. The pump was much better. I tried just experimenting with much cleaner form, slow and controlled, full range of motion. I lightened the weight by about 20%. Actually, it might have been even about 30% because sometimes I do 240, and today I did 160. But I've just been gradually kind of lowering the weight each time, cleaning up my form, and I think I'm going to build back up with this same form. So we start leaning forward. This pre-stretches the hamstrings if you do it right. If you feel a nice hinge at the hip, feels really nice and stretchy, especially in that end range of motion. And then once I'm done with this, then I do a mechanical drop set, lean back into the chair, and kind of push myself into it, and it stabilizes a little extra. And then if I want, I can get partials, but I think it's only worth doing partials if you're planning on tracking them, or at least doing better each time, adding them kind of to your general overall strength, counting them towards something, right? But yeah, this was extremely hard today. I think when you're doing a set that's like more than 10 reps, it starts to be a matter of your mental fortitude more than your actual, motor unit recruitment of your muscle fibers. At least for me, because the burn gets outrageous, man. The burn gets crazy. And I'm making those goofy faces you guys can see. I didn't even realize I was making that face, to be honest. Then we move on to leg extensions here. I was wearing a belt, so the plan there was kind of to make it to where I didn't have to hold myself into the seat as hard, because it kind of has the tendency to lift me up when I'm doing leg extensions. And so it worked a little bit. Not as well as I'd hoped, but it definitely helped. I think the only reason it didn't work that well is because the seat is actually separate from the back part of the seat. So the belt would have like clipped into it weird and wouldn't have made sense. But these felt really good. I tried, just like with hamstring curls, doing these with much more control than I usually do. I usually just kind of throw the weight around. It doesn't feel too good, but I'll tell you guys this. In my inner quad, my VMO, I could really feel some major contractions going on. Now, obviously, your whole quad uniformly contracts during any kind of knee extension, but I could specifically feel my inner quad really contracting there. So it was just interesting. But that's it for leg extensions. Unless I have more in me, which I don't think I do. Oh my gosh, okay, I didn't know I had more in me. I was just as suspenseful as you guys there. I was in suspense. I was waiting to see if I had any more. Wow. Alright. I took this set pretty far. I think it's because I only did one or two. And I would consider that a drop set. Form changed up. And now we move on to sissy squats. This was probably one of my favorite things ever. I was working on just getting my hips, really throwing them into the movement, focusing on that extreme weighted stretch at the bottom, really feeling my quads kind of contract and stretch. And the mind muscle connection was insane here, especially with plate and 25 on each side. This was actually, I think it's my favorite exercise for quads because, with any kind of squat is going to come a lot of spinal compression. And, the more weight you have, the worse it gets. And for a while there, I was starting to, even though hack squats are a relatively pain-free movement, I was starting to get some low back pain from that movement. So moving on to these, I mean, it was so much better feeling on my low back. I really enjoyed it. Here I took off 25 on each side, and I was able to really focus on the form more. And again, when you're doing the sissy squat, you want to kind of throw your hips forward into it. It really focuses on the rectus femoris stretch and your quad, that part that most people usually don't try to develop other than through leg extensions. So I usually wear my lifting shoes, but today I didn't. I was just kind of wearing my normal shoes and going with the flow, partially because I wasn't doing any heavy squats. But yeah, so that was it for the leg workout. It was relatively quick. I did more sets, obviously, that I didn't choose to put into the video for the sake of time. But now we move on to posing. I think my legs had a very gnarly pump, a pain-free pump at that, no low back pain, which is a wonderful thing for leg day for me. So my quads were just feeling extremely full after that workout, and I don't know how, but my upper body looks pumped. I'm not really sure how. It looks better than whenever I get an actual pump in my upper body. So here, this is probably the nastiest side chest I've ever hit. Watch that arm whenever I flex it. Watch that arm. The proportions here look really nice, and you can actually see my brachialis under my bicep. So that, I mean, between that and the hamstring pump and just the calf development that I've been getting, I'm really enjoying these posing sessions, especially on the cut, because you can see so much more of what you built during the bulk. Oh my gosh, man. Tell me those arms don't look cool. You can't. You can't, in good conscience, tell me that those arms don't look pretty cool. Somehow getting an arm pump on leg day. I can't believe myself. And I tried to attempt a back pose here, but I kept tripping on my pants. Kind of weird. Anyways, hope you guys have a good one. Tomorrow's going to be winter cut, day 7, back day. I hope you guys enjoy it, and that's going to be a good one too. Stay tuned.